Well, hello, and thank you so much for joining me again. Now, those of you who were listening yesterday will know that I wore this beautiful pink wig for the first time, and lots of you are jealous. If you want to borrow it, I'll facilitate that at a small fee. Anyway, one of my listeners or my viewers, Agrena, who is a member of our New Parks Church, was so inspired that she decided she wanted to give £20 to a charity working with those suffering through the COVID-19 outbreak. And she suggested to me that I should set up a fundraising page. So that's exactly what I've done. So if you're interested, you can go to www.give.net/cap, CAP, COVID-19. And that's going to be raising some funds to support the work of Christians Against Poverty, a fantastic organisation that work to help people, to help lift people out of debt and set them on a firm financial footing. Really well respected charity, and they set up a special appeal to support all those who are really struggling financially through this pandemic. So do please consider supporting that. So that's www.give.net/cap COVID-19, and you'll be able to make a donation there. If you gift aid it, it will increase the amount that CAP receive. Now I'm going to take this off, and you'll see that I've actually had a haircut recently. My wife Sue cuts my hair. She has done for many years, and therefore saved me a fortune, no doubt. But I have to be careful when I ask her to cut my hair that she's in a good mood, because once she must not have been in a bad mood. She only cut half my hair, so I looked a bit weird for quite, well, you might say I look weird all the time. But anyway, today I want to quickly talk about identity. Where do you find your identity? In whom do you find your identity? Now, if somebody saw me walking down the street wearing this, they'd think, that's the minister. And that's a sign. But what happens in 3 or 4 months' time when I retire and I'm no longer wearing this very often? Who am I then? Am I still a minister? Or is that no longer my identity? Where do we find my identity? Now, I'm sure you've all seen the film of Superman, where Superman appears on the face of it to be mild-mannered Clark Kent, and then he suddenly has a danger or an emergency, and he slips in, and he then reveals his true self as Superman. And today I'm going to reveal my true self to you, my identity. There you go. I am Stig. But you didn't realise that, did you? You didn't ever suspect that I was Stig. Actually, that's a lot of rubbish, isn't it? Obviously, I'm not Stig. But I just want to talk about identity. Where do you find your identity? I have a friend who's a minister who's really anxious about the prospects of retirement, because he's been a minister for so many years, and he thinks, who will I be then? So where do you find your identity? Some people find it in their jobs, but then they retire, they're utterly at sea, they don't know where to look. Who am I any longer? I knew a lovely gentleman in Doncaster, his name was Albert, and he was utterly devoted to his wife. His wife hadn't been well for some years. They lived every moment of every day together, almost to the exclusion of anyone and anything else. But when she died, he was utterly lost. Every time I went to see him, he would burst into tears at his loss. He was at sea. He didn't know, who am I now? So I want to ask you, who are you? Where do you find your identity? If we find our identity in our job, or in our bank balance, or our nice home, or even in our loved ones, our family, our husband, our wife, that's only temporary. That's not our true identity. There's a great verse in the Gospel of John, right towards the beginning. John talking about Jesus coming into the world, and he says that some rejected him. And then he says, John chapter 1 verse 12, yet to all who received him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. So ultimately, our identity, the one that cannot be taken away from us, the one that doesn't change, is in the Lord Jesus Christ, who is the same yesterday, today and forever. So I pray that you may find your true identity in him, not in something that will fade and be taken from you. So God bless you. Today is a bit of a wet day, but perhaps the garden will need it. So enjoy the day. God bless you.